My mom will help me pay off my debt and
You
stuff.
don't need her. Look at your spending, dude. You just have to control it.
Maybe you could work harder. No, ma'am. Maybe you can work harder.
Stop wasting your time and energy on these lazy, broke, feminine energy, low effort boys.
I realized that the energy had shifted. She's paying for all of our meals. Why is it that she's so selfish she can't pay for his meal?
Bills are your bills. I don't care whose car it is. You're trying to date me. You're trying to take a load off of me.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Now, before we get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
When I left my husband, I was only making like $16 an hour. And so that wasn't enough. And so I got myself into a lot of credit card debt because I moved into an apartment that I couldn't really afford, but I thought that someone else was going to be living with me in it. So that's
What do you mean? The ex?
No. Okay, so right after I got divorced, I got into a situation with somebody I knew from work. And
How quickly after the divorce?
well, like immediately. It was like a rebound, right? I guess is what they would call it.
Okay.
And we
Like
worked
the
together.
day after?
Maybe. Like, sort of. Yes.
Okay.
So I knew him, right? We worked together. That's how we met.
Well, wait,
And-
how long are you married?
Almost 5 years.
Did you guys ever have any kids?
Yes.
And you got with this person a day after?
Yes, but see what I thought he was like the love of my life.
A day after a divorce. Okay.
Yes.
Sure. And you thought he'd be living with you?
Yes. Like
Retarded. That's considered cheating. So if you were looking for any money out of that divorce, that's probably why you didn't get any. She lost all her money because she got with the next guy she felt like she was in love with. This is wild. She thought she was going to get a payday. Didn't happen.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I don't pay child support.
Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Like, why would I pay child support? I'm not a bum. When you saying, what do I pay? You're thinking child support, I'm not giving anything. I'm saying, I take care of my babies.
Okay, what does that look like?
Through school, clothes, trips, etc.
They live in the house with their mom
Yes.
24/7, right?
Yes.
They live in their home. So do you
Right.
pay any of those bills in their house?
Yes, I did. They grown now.
So the 16-year-old not right now. So you
Yes.
still have one that's underage.
Yes, and well taken care of.
What does that look like?
It's
right
amazing.
now, today.
It's amazing.
What does it look like?
What do you mean what it looks like?
For the 16-year-old right now, what does that look like? How do you take care of him? It's a boy, right?
Visit, we hang, go to games, etc.
Cool?
Yeah,
Pay
he
for
goes,
it?
yeah, I don't take
You got
him
a car?
to school. No, he's 16. No.
So who drives him to school?
His mom.
So you pay for the gas?
No.
You pay for her car insurance?
No.
Do you pay for her car bill?
No.
Do you pay for her light bill?
No.
Do you give her money for food?
Of course.
How much?
It's whatever she needs.
He's taking care of things. He shouldn't have to pay for the extras. See, he's being a man. He's paying for what's needed. He's taking care of the kid and paying for certain things that cost a lot. Do I see that's right? Yeah, I see that's right. He doesn't pay child support. He supports the child, and he supports the child financially, and that's good.
You spent $2,594 on miscellaneous bull. Doesn't matter in a singular month. I don't think you need a payment plan. Just literally spend a third on that and you can pay this off. I don't get it. Your priorities are...
yeah, my mom will help me pay off my debt and
You
stuff.
don't need her. Look at your spending, dude. You just have to control it.
So entitled, so spoiled.
For f***'s sake. I have a headache. I I need you to like separate from your mom somehow. I need her to like, I just need like you need to not be able to have access to her somehow. It's like, because I have no problem with someone helping someone out. And I have no problem with asking for help either. But what she is doing and taking care of you and babying you and doing all this, you're never going to grow the learn how to budget or learn how to manage your finances. You're never going to be able to be independent ever. And you take advantage of it so crazy. Dude, your mouth is never delatched from those dude. You are still right up on them.
She's a baby child. Like, you do have a lot of man-childs out there. And what creates the man-child? The woman. That's a woman child. That's all. Same thing. Probably has no father in the home. Latched on to the mom, as she said, latched on to the mom's boob. Still at this day and age, like, that's the danger. I can't lie. I see the same thing. The same thing can happen to my son. It's not hard when you don't give a kid certain things and don't teach a kid certain disciplines. Yeah, that can happen. She latched on to mom too much. She needs to separate. She needs some true independence, and she's not getting that because her mom's just helping.
It's a good amount of money to spend on a first date. A lot of girls feel like I got to spend a minimum $300 to be with them. I'm like,
300 what?
$300.
American dollars?
Dollars.
Please. On who? On the first date?
Yo, Chad.
For what?
You're considered a high value man. So, ladies, this is this. You got money?
I think high value is based on stream of income, revenue, but I am extremely cheap and financially conscious, so I don't consider myself a high value man.
And you have a lot of money.
Yes. Yes, and I'm going to save it, which is why a $300 date ain't never happening. Because what am I paying for, actually? If I'm at wit's end and I need help, and I'm with you and you need a $300 date, can she save me? Can she help me? Is she an asset or is she a liability? Because anybody need a $300 date off rip is nothing but a liability. I mean, it is. Let's call a spade a spade.
I'm with you.
The women that want $300 dates, there are men out there that are going to continue to take them on it. That's why the women can always say, I'm not doing nothing but $300 a date. Because there are men that will spend $300 to reach their end goal. We know what the end goal is.
Yes, and they're paying for the box. That's what's happening. Guys have been overpaying for the box for so long. What Chad Ochocinco saying, a girl sees him, football player, everybody knows who he is. He's built that name. So when girls see him, they automatically giving up that box because they know he has it. When women know you have it, you don't have to spend it. That's real.
I need his help.
Okay. All right. And how much is tuition?
Tuition is about $5,000 a year per child.
Okay. Per year?
Yes.
Okay. This better be a pretty great school.
Yeah. It's connected to Yale and Harvard.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So, how was the bridge? Because you definitely didn't show up for court the last time.
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'm guessing everything went well.
I'm a civil engineer, Your Honor, and I was in Italy for a conference, not the building of the Bridge of Gibraltar.
Oh, okay.
You must have lied to me.
Well, she didn't know.
Apparently didn't know that there's a large step up from being housewife to employed.
Oh. I caught that. Continue.
So I'm currently paying the insurance for our children.
Okay. And how much is that?
$500?
$500. Okay. And that's for both children?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Continue.
Now, I don't understand exactly why my loving wife would think that in combination that we are paying for our children.
Anybody trying to date me, my bills are your bills. I don't care whose car it is. You're trying to date me. You're trying to take a load off of me. You can't make this up. So my car is your car for the bills. I don't simple. You're trying to date me, so my bills are your bills.
The audacity.
Period.
That woman is nuts. There are a lot of women that think like this. That's not true. Your bills are not my bills. Listen, guys are giving up for that reason because all women agree. This is why guys are giving up. Women are finally getting payback for being greedy. That's what it is. Men have said, I'm not dealing with no more.
Just told you he's married.
Oh,
okay. So we're going to stick to why we're here. We're not here for you to tell your love story about him, okay? This is for us to talk about you paying child support. Now, your daughter, who does she live with?
Our love child, yes.
Okay, your love child. Who does your love child live with?
Chris.
Okay. And she's been living with Chris, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And since she's been living with you, Mr. Hawkins, have you been receiving any type of child support?
Yes, we have. It's around $227 now.
Okay.
And I've been just putting that in a trust for our daughter, so she'll be able to get that once she's older.
Okay.
So I'm just right now just wanting this money, so it goes to her. So when she ends up leaving, go and do what she has to do, she has the money. So I'm not trying to break her or anything like that.
Okay.
It's just to help support my daughter.
Well, I hope you wouldn't, because she seems pretty infatuated with you. Ma'am, so what I'm going to do is calculate your child support, okay? So your child support I have at the $52,000 a year. That's what you currently make as a teacher.
Yes.
Okay. Your gross is $4,400. And then that brings your net down to $3,653.78, okay? Are you taking notes and following me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, so she probably broke her off for some money, and this is right. I mean, the kid is living with the guy. Now, one thing that boggled my mind is what the guy said. The guy said, I'm not trying to break her. Think about how men are. Not all men, but this man said, I don't want to break her. I put that in a trust fund for my daughter. So when she's 18, guess what? You put that money in the trust fund, it clears up at 18. Usually it's to go to school. The daughter can take that money and choose to go to school or start beginning her life. I would choose start beginning your life. If he's smart enough, he's going to teach the daughter to start beginning your life, because going to school and to get a job, it's asinine nowadays. You don't need it. I didn't do it, and I turned out very fine.
What on God's green earth were you doing that your daughter is here by herself at 7 years old? She's terrified and goes into the bar and asks random bar people to help and call the police. You understand my frustration?
I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry ain't gonna cut it.
We've been telling you, we've been searching for you for 6 hours.
Right. Had they not been nice, somebody could have been like, you know what, I'm going to help you find your mom. Come get in my car. Let's go. You know what? Then you never see your daughter.
A daughter, damn. That's not going to help. CBS should get involved with that.
If you're making a pretty good income, you could send more.
I agree with that.
Maybe you could work harder.
No, ma'am. Maybe you can work harder to be in your child's life. And I highly doubt a judge would place the child with you knowing that you travel, you're doing all of these things for growing your business, and the child is with him. Sounds like 100% of the time.
No, not all the time.
Okay, how often do you have the child?
When he allows the child to be with me when I'm not traveling.
I wonder why they left.
Oh, okay. So when you're not traveling, that's how often?
Really, a couple of days, a month.
Exactly. You made that up. This is what we're going to do. We're going to place you on child support based on that $100,000 a year, ma'am. Yeah, and don't look confused. It is absurd that you believe it is okay to only send a couple of $100s to dad for child, and you actually think that it's okay for your child to be toting along with you to grow your social media influence to do.
Yeah, so 100,000. That judge, I like that judge. That judge doesn't play. She goes hard on these women, but you got to pay the right amount. Percentage of that, it may be like around what, 1,000, a little bit under that a month. That's what you should be paying. If guys have to pay it, women have to pay it too. Don't be greedy.
Make a joke out of me in front of your friends is
wow, the joke is probably your bank account.
Where are the F-boys when you need them? Where are the hood ninjas when you need them? Because I guarantee they would have never spoken to them like that. They wouldn't have. I'm the kind of person who hates public confrontation. Like, if we've got an issue, let's solve it between you and me. So, as one of her friends, I would have told her, yo, don't have this argument in front of us. This is embarrassing, and it's your birthday. Either have it out with him later on. We'll all pay for our own meals. Whoever can't, go home. Go home, because why have you left the house with such high expectations in somebody else's pocket? And you, as the so-called loving girlfriend, can you not see that your bae is getting embarrassed? Can you not sense the energy? Can you not read the room that things are awkward? And can you not have a bit of mercy and a bit of dignity to just be like, you know what, babe? Cool. If you can't do it, it's okay. We'll speak about it later. Even if he did promise it. Maybe he thought he could at the time, and now he can't. Why would you put someone through that and make them feel like they're less than? Just because you want, I don't know what she was trying to prove to her little mates. Some of them could even be jealous of your relationship. They could be jealous of your relationship, and that's why they're amping you up, and you're there screwing yourself over. If he now goes and starts cheating on you, or if he dumps you, right, which he should, if he now goes and dumps you, there's going to be some of them in that group of friends who are happy that you guys are over. No. Disgraceful. Nasty behavior.
Yeah. And he should. Rightfully so. And women are saying it too. It's bad out here.
Ladies, listen up. If a dude asks you out on a date and doesn't pay for the entire bill, this should be the last time you ever see that fool. Why? Because when someone asks you out on a date, they are asking that you spend your time with them. And to expect you to pay is not only very rude, but extremely scrub-like. Let me put in perspective for you. Let's say that I asked one of my business associates to come to lunch with me because I wanted to pick her brain about something. When the bill comes, I should be paying the bill because I am the reason she is at this lunch. I requested her to be here. To expect her to pay is just so ridiculously rude.
I don't ever bring anybody around me like that.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude. Same for dating. Whoever asks the other person for a date should be paying the frickin' bill. And if you don't, it screams that you have improper manners and that you're cheap AF. On the first date, if a dude has asked me out, then I always offer to pay as a test. And if he accepts me paying, then this is the last time I ever see him. And I hope that $60 he saved is worth it, because to never see me again and miss out on the best thing that could have ever happened to him. So get to getting cheap, man. I have no time for scrubs, because there is no romance without finance.
She had a nerve, this old lady. She's old. And she said, I still have dates. Like, you still having dates? You should be married, lady. But she had a nerve to play the scrub song. Men are done with that. You can't shame men into these things anymore. I saw a woman talking about passport bros, right? And guys leaving. And me, I've been out of the country for what? For the past 10 years. I just laugh. I was on the phone with my cousin today. He has to get like a kind of back procedure where he's at. It costs like around $200 for a visit. He can do those same visits here in the Philippines for $20. So for him to do one procedure, that's almost as much as it would cost to live here in the Philippines. It'll probably cost him $1,400. So it would be like around $900 for that procedure per month. He could literally almost live here. It would only be $400 more. That's around $900. For $400 more, he can live in the Philippines. I'm on the phone with him today. I said, what are you waiting for?
If you're a single woman and you go on a date with a man and then he refuses to pay for the date, stop arguing with him. I just saw a video of this beautiful woman who went on this date, and then the guy is telling her that he cannot afford to pay for the date, and he's like, do me a favor one time and I get paid on Friday. First, ladies, this is the problem with going to fancy dinner dates as first dates with people that you're like just now meeting. You don't know if he is a feminine energy man or a masculine energy man. That's the whole point of going with the guy on a date. Is not for the date itself. It's so that you can vet him and get to know the real him. So, first of all, two things. Go on a casual date so that if he turns out to be a feminine man and he's like, pay up, You're not paying more than like, what? How much is a cup of coffee? Like $10, $12, maximum $15 for your cup of coffee versus splitting a dinner date down the middle and paying a whole lot more. Also, once you know that he's feminine, you stop arguing with him. Stop saying things in the video, she's saying things like, this is so sad that you can't even pay. So instead of like arguing and debating with him, just pay your half, get your pretty butt up, get out, and never speak to that man again. Stop wasting your time and energy on these lazy, broke, feminine energy, low effort boys that do not want to even put in the effort to impress you, especially on a first date. If you're a single woman and you're ready to find your Mr. Right, who is a masculine energy man, a natural protector and provider, click the link in my bio and download my free step-by-step single to engaged guide.
You got to be kidding me. Another woman selling a program, right? Now, you looked at a high earner in his past, millions of dollars. He doesn't earn that high anymore. I'm sure he gets money. He has podcasts. He still earns a lot if he has podcasts. I seen he has one with Ocho Cinco. Ocho Cinco has one with, what's the guy's name? Shay. Yeah, he's still making money. He said he would never even spend $300 on a date. And that man has millions. Wouldn't you want to follow in that man's footsteps? So she just said a man following in a high value dude. Yes, that he's very high value in the brain too, from the way he thinks. He wouldn't do it. Why should I? So you're saying a man following behind him, because he is, and following behind other men as well that are smart, that know not to waste money. I gotta say this really quickly. That was one of my reasons for leaving the country. Same thing I spoke about earlier when I said, well, my cousin should come over here. I told him that for years. He's finally coming, but he saw today from getting certain procedures how it was better. That was my reason for coming over here as well. My main reason. I said, once I go over there, man, I'll be able to do a lot of things. But even when I was in the States, I was able to do those things. Why? How? I wasn't blowing money on stupid things like that.
But the moment that man stops paying for you is the moment he stops liking you. Let's talk about it. It was like weekend 2 of this guy and I hanging out, and I will never forget, we are in the line of Chick-fil-A, and he like lets me order first, but he's like keeping the distance, so I just pulled out my debit card and paid for my meal. And that's when I realized that the energy had shifted. Prior to that, he was paying for all of our meals, he was pursuing me, he was like trying to impress me and date me. In that moment of me paying for my Chick-fil-A, I felt like his homie.
Kings, this girl sends me a message, says, hey, handsome, how's your day? So I send her a message back, not a good day. She's like, oh no, what's wrong? I'm like, I was day trading, took the long position in DJT, lost $25,000. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you make it back. I instantly hit her with a block. First of all, I'm in my soft guy era. I'm not day trading to lose money. If you find out that I lost $25,000 in the stock market, I better see you put that $25,000 back in my brokerage account. Drizzle, drizzle.
The fact that so many women put their self-worth into how much a man can spend on them is absolutely crazy. Plus, she's 2 weeks into a relationship where she acknowledges that he's paid for everything up until these 2 weeks. So why is it that she's so selfish she can't pay for his meal? Maybe he's trying to gauge and see if, maybe she can hold him up at some point in the relationship. Or he wants to know, like, hey, if I make you my wife one day and maybe I lose my job or I get injured on the job and I'm out of work for a long period of time, are you going to be able to step up financially and take care of me the same way that I've been taking care of you? And I am sorry, but it is literal prostitution if you are gauging how much somebody loves you based on how much they're buying you. They are buying your love, and you don't think that's some form of an escort service. Make it make sense. And I can almost guarantee that she missed out on a really great guy because she's too focused on what he's spending. It's only 2 weeks in and she gave up too fast because she's only looking for his money and not for who he is as a person. Okay, bye.
And that's exactly what's going on. She's right. It's 3 or 4 behavior. It is. I've been seeing it for for the longest time. And I hate to say it, but I'm from the home of the modern woman. Sex in the City, all that stuff. I seen it firsthand. I grew up in those days when Sex in the City was popular. It's wild, man. These women think they're supposed to have. Why? Because they feel entitled. Because men, there's some men out there that don't understand some of the truths that a lot of us do on this side. And that's what ruins these women. It does. The same guys, maybe some of you guys too, that are going on and supporting these women on OnlyFans, is the same reason why the women feel this way. Because somebody's going to pay. And they're right. I got to say it, they're right. Somebody's going to pay. Hopefully it's not you.
If a man can't spend $75 or $100 on a first date, he just shouldn't be dating. If a man wants to take you on a walk or go for coffee on the first date, say no thanks and move on. And what do women commonly do to get ready for a first date, especially? New outfit, nails done, hair done, maybe buy some new makeup or perfume or jewelry. Jesse, it's not about the money. On the first few dates, it is. On every date moving forward, it is. When I was in my mid-20s, I think I was 25, a guy wanted to take me to the dog park for our first date because we both had dogs. I said, I'm not going to the dog park on our first date. And so he said, okay, well, what do you want to do? And in my head, I'm like, I'm already planning and we haven't even gone on the first date. So I said, you think about it and get back to me. And he never got back to me. Either he didn't like me enough or he thought that taking me out to eat was too much money, was too much effort, or he didn't have the money to take me out to dinner. Either way, not for me.
Men listen to this and then you wonder why they are just done with dating. Because why does he have to go all out on the first date when the purpose of the first date is to see if you even like each other? And for me personally, as the woman, I never put in much effort into the first date. Meaning my hair and makeup was the same that I had already done for the day. And the new dress in my closet, I didn't wear that until date number 5 or 6 that my fiance took me on. That was the expensive dinner date. And we threw some axes. My honest opinion is that women that demand these things on the first date, there's a reason for it. And unfortunately, it's because she doesn't typically make it to the second, third, fourth date. So she's feeling a certain way about never receiving these nice things from a man. But that is not the next guy's fault for the guy before him to not like you enough to continue dating you. And it's honestly a red flag, complete turn off if you catch an attitude with a man just because he's asking you what you want to do on the date because you didn't like his first idea.
Yeah, what the guy did and what she said, is she's totally right. Like, think about it. The guy, once she said, oh, I want to go here, he was done. He didn't want to deal with you. He wanted a woman, sort of like this woman here defending him, right? She said she's married, number one. Take advice from her. She said when she went out with her man on her first date, and also like 5 days later, they threw some axes. That's the kind of woman he wants to be with. A woman you can go out and go have some fun and throw some axes. That's something I could do with my wife. We like doing fun things like that. We can go throw some axes. How about you go throw some axes? Seriously. This is a serious question. Not a question, but a serious statement. Go throw some axes.
Money, the little bit of money he was getting, he was using it to like take me out. Oh, hey, babe, here's $100 for whatever, for gas or something. Like, so I felt really bad leaving him, but I don't.
But I feel like even a guy like that, that's fake a provider. You get it? Like a nigga that work in Wendy's could be a provider. It don't mean that he's the best provider you're gonna find, but he can still be that when he gets stuff he's giving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a trait that's important because I feel like and it doesn't matter what level. There are men out here who will get and be selfish. You know, they just want to take and not give, or they're just looking for like how it benefits them and not you, and that's kind of whack.
So here's the trick. What's the trick?
Yes, because your jail talk you like, oh yeah, you know.
See, how cold is she? The other woman at least said he's a provider, at least, right? He was doing something that y'all want, but you didn't take the man serious. This is why men don't do it no more. You left him anyway. He provided what he can. He was trying to please a woman, and you left him because he couldn't provide enough. This is why men are done, because they realize it's definitely more to life than providing for a woman like you or doing anything for a woman like you.
I am leaving, and I am never coming back.